Alright everyone, I know you guys are excited because the patch notes for tomorrow's update has just dropped. I don't know who's been nerfed or buffed yet. All we saw were the things in the trailer and a couple more things that they put out on Twitter. This might be the first time they showed us the patch notes like a day before the actual update. The actual update doesn't go live for 27.5 more hours, so we're actually gonna be able to just like look at the numbers beforehand. So that's what we're gonna do, see what changed for every single character, and hopefully there's no Colleen nerfs. I think the biggest changes for Ryu, heavy fireball is faster. He's gonna get some more combos based on like the standing heavy punch crush counter and whatnot. And then the V trigger 2 got buffed a lot, as you saw in the trailer. So I think those are basically the main things. Everything else seems kind of like whatever. Stand heavy punch is more whiff punishable? Okay, let's go Chun-Li nerfs. Love to see it. Crouch heavy punch is +1 on block? No, what? Wait, why are they making this +1? Alright, yeah, the crouch fierce buff seems ridiculous to me. Stand heavy punch nerf is good. We'll have to see. Yeah, I'm not seeing too many buffs. I don't think Nash got anything besides the V-Skill 2 EX Scythe and this new move. He gets more Oki when he does like heavy flame into light knee. Yeah, V-Trigger 2 just goes down faster, but it uses the same percentage for the moves. Yeah, I don't think there's too many changes for Bison. Bro, Cami has 900 health and stun now. More whiff punishable. Stand medium kick -4. V-Trigger 2. No one's gonna use V-Trigger 2 anyway, so that doesn't matter. Crouch medium kick is more whiff punishable. Heavy spiral arrow does more damage. Alright, I was with this until the fact that the spiral arrow does more damage for some reason. Why'd they buff the spiral arrow damage? Alright, I mean, I think overall Cami nerfs because you can whiff punish her medium kicks now. That's pretty big. Stand heavy punch. Alright, so the hold heavy punch was really stupid before, so maybe it's different now. Yeah, I don't think there's really changes for Birdie. These seem very minor. Cross medium kick -2. That seems strange. Hadouken can now be cancelled with a V skill. Wait. What? You can do fireball into run? Did they show that in the I know they did like it into V skill 2, but you can do that into run as well? Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's very much changes besides V trigger 1 getting buffed, including the fact that you can do Hadouken into stuff. Alright, I think the biggest change with Nikali is the fact that V-Skill 1 is faster. I think everything else seems pretty minor. Besides the fact that you can do DP into Super, that's pretty cool, but I think other than that, these are pretty minor changes. You gotta do down in every single button? Oh my god. It better be a good move. Alright, some buffs on the Rose. Yeah, I don't think there's big changes for Vega either, it sounds like. Besides stand medium kick being special cancelable, I don't know how good that is. Crouch medium kick can be special cancelled? I don't know if I agree with that one. I don't know if I agree with that one. Only backwards. Only if you do the rope throw backwards will you get the invisible wall. Okay. If you can confirm crouch medium kick into like Peach, wouldn't that be like insane? But if you can't confirm it, then it's useless. So I'm guessing you can confirm it. Yeah, I think the biggest changes for Mika are this rope throw, this crouch medium kick. Other things seem pretty minor, but the crouch medium kick is the biggest thing that we haven't heard about, so we'll have to see about that one. Light spinning mixer, decrease the pushback. So he's gonna be more in your face when it's -2. It looks like it's gonna be harder to space out. Hold on, does this mean that you can do a jab and bait it out like Urians? I think that's what that means, right? If the startup is increased that much, that's a pretty big nerf to his defense. And then V-Trigger 1. Oh man, V-Trigger 1 got buffed. V-Trigger 1 has 4 hits now. Why'd they buff V-Trigger 1? It looks like they nerfed V-Trigger 2 though, so you can't do the fireball into roll. It looks like that's gonna be minus. It looks like they want you to use V-Trigger 1 for the mix-ups, because you get 4 hits. Alright, it looks like she gets more corner combos just based on the fact that everyone gets more corner combos. But unfortunately, her buttons are more whiff punishable, which I think is fair. It was pretty hard to whiff punish your crouch medium kick before. It's now easier to follow up with stand light kick double lariat after the... Oh, okay. So because it does a forced crouch on the headbutt, their hitbox is bigger. So stand light kick lariat is a combo that works more easily. Oh, you can do stand heavy kick into air SPD with not the EXA version. Alright, I don't think these buffs are that huge, but they're good like quality of life things. Alright, so there's gonna be new things to play with V-Trigger 2. Other than that, this EX Thunderclap change might be big, but I don't know what it means. Like, I think it's just out there longer, but I thought that the EX Fireball lasted longer than 60 frames already. So maybe like the light one just didn't last as long as the other ones. Yeah, it doesn't sound like... I think they just changed V-Trigger 2 mostly. Oh, also with V-Skill 1, if you go behind them, you'll be facing them. Before, if you went behind them, then you wouldn't be facing them for a second. Alright, that makes sense. Yeah, the big changes to Dawson, we already went over these. Stand medium kick, stand heavy punch. Stand medium kick was nerfed. Stand heavy punch is buffed. Has a crush counter for some reason. And then Yoga Gale, it leads you farther away. So I think those are the big things with Dawson. I think that doesn't really change, like it's buffs and nerfs, so you know it's not... I don't think he's dead. Fang lacked the ability to counterattack when faced with +4 attacks to close to mid-range. Crouching light punch light switch Hoja. Blah blah blah. We've improved his counterattacks and increased the returns. So crouching light punch now has improved recovery time on hit, can hit repeatedly, and can connect to light Ryoben and EX Toja. So you get light combos now. And V-Skill 2, that's the parry, is now easier to use. Alright, it doesn't seem like too much, but I think the changes are like big ones. So I think the chop going farther is pretty big for his neutral, and then I think the command grab range is also very big. So I think, you know, those two ones are like, they're two small changes, but they have a very large effect. Alright, I think the big thing that we saw in the trailer was that V-Trigger 2, you can do a kick into the V-Trigger flash kick. It seems like you can cancel flash kick into the V-Trigger. I don't know if that was already a thing. I haven't seen people use it. Wait, how does this improve jumping if his air time increases? Wouldn't that reduce? Wouldn't that make them worse? Oh, boom gives the opponent more CA gain. Okay, so that's a nerf. Alright, but either way, I don't think Guile got very many changes, but it sounds like his jump is changing. So that's going to be very weird to get used to at first. And then his V-Trigger 2 got buffed, but I doubt that's going to be enough for V-Trigger 1 to... well, it might... V-Trigger 1 got nerfed as well. It's +1 to -2 on the things, on the booms. But I think V-Trigger 1 is still much better. Hold on, what? They reverted V-Trigger 2? They were like, you know what? You know what? We were wrong. We didn't want Ibuki to be bad. We wanted her to have the mix-ups again. So they just gave her back the broken V-Trigger too. I think this is the biggest buff out of all of these. I think this is very big. So I think the new move and then V-Trigger 2 got buffed. And we already looked at Balrog, but the main changes, V-Skill 2 into dash straight is -2 instead of +2. Yeah, I think that's the biggest change that he has. So slight nerf to Balrog. I think he'll be fine. It was just broken in my opinion that it used to be like that. Light, I think this is Pinwheel. Reduce pushback on hits. So you can probably get a grab now. I think the biggest changes for Jury are the +6 on the stand medium punch. Stand heavy punch goes into EX flip, I think is what it was. I think the light pinwheel change is pretty big too if you get a throw after it. And I doubt the V-Trigger 2 buff is enough to keep it in use. Alright, I think the biggest change it looks like is to EX headbutt because there's like it goes 1 to 15. You guys see that? Alright, add a hurt box. Wait, so you can, it's not invincible now, right? You can just, he doesn't have a wake up besides like throw invincibility. So it's only going to be used for combos now. EX headbutt is just a combo. That's hilarious. They mainly consist of changes to his V-Trigger 2 and V-Skill 2 as we saw in the trailer. They still weren't worth choosing compared to V-Trigger 1 and V-Skill 1, so we had to make some significant changes. There's light, medium, and heavy variations that you can cancel into. They can easily combo. If he uses Ki and doesn't link it to red fireball, his next red fireball will be powered up, so it's like his V skill powers up his fireball. We went through Colleen earlier. Her anti-air got nerfed for some reason. I feel like she's gonna be the only character in this whole patch that their anti-air got nerfed. I don't understand why you would nerf an anti-air. That's not even, it doesn't hit behind her head. Like they're not even nerfing like poison anti-air. They're nerfing Colleen anti-air. I don't, what? You can't do stand fierce into dash anymore. Into like dash target combo. And there's damage nerfs on EX Parabellum and EX Stab. However, V-Trigger 1 got some buffs. V-Skill 2 got a damage buff. So it's looking like they want you to try out V-Trigger 1. So we'll have to see about that. This is so funny. they didn't give it a motion. You just do PP. After you do Psycho Flicker, after you do hands, which is like what, four punches, you press 2 punches again. So you just press 6 punches to get Flicker into EX Psycho Knuckle. Increased draw distance, so before it could like pull you in, but it wouldn't be right up there, but it'll be a little bit closer now. I don't think it got changed very much. The EX new move is probably just a new combo tool for a little bit more damage, and then his grabs got a little bit farther. So, and also his V-Skill 1 got buffed, so it brings you in closer. So you'll get more opportunities to get throws, but other than that, it doesn't look like he got very much. I love how for Abigail, anytime they talk about tire, they have to use the full name, come on spare tire, instead of just calling it the tire. The trajectory of come on spare tire now changes. So it sounds like there's a lot of changes with the tire, but it's hard to say if they're good or bad right now. And you can do any Abigail punch into tire, so that seems like a buff. But I think the tire is probably nerfed. I saw a clip earlier where it looked like it didn't go as high up, so I think the tire is nerfed, but you get it more often. Jumping medium punch knocks you down now. That's not too important. Basically, the only big change to Manat is a new move, the EX Soul Spark, which seems like it'll be pretty good in terms of damage and in terms of pressure. Because if your orb is on top of them, you can just explode it. So it looks like they're just trying to make you more like Hawaiian Shirtman and just do a bunch of switches in your combos. Yeah, I saw the Kolin nerfs. I saw them. I'm not reading the rest of this, but it looks like you're just gonna get more combos with that group. So that's pretty cool. It's gonna be nice to see some refreshing new Zaiku combos. We went through Sakura's changes. I don't think there was too much. There's a little bit of damage buffs. EX Tatsu, I'm not sure if it's more plus or minus on activation, but they changed it a little bit. And yeah, I think that's about it. There's not really any changes to Sakura. Okay, I don't know what that combo is, but stand like it goes into crouch medium punch. More combos. Adjustments to V-Trigger 1, so it looks like V-Trigger 1 got some buffs. Because basically V-Trigger 2 was the broken one, and then everyone picked V-Trigger 1. So V-Trigger 1 got his timer increased, and it looks like there's more combos. Alright, Falk. The EX version can now be activated as a follow-up, so anytime you do a fireball, you can also do the EX version after. By doing an additional 2 Ps. I think that's the big change. And then it looks like crouch medium kick is V-Trigger and CA cancelable, and she gets a new combo on crouch leg punch. There's a new move in V-Trigger 2, so we'll have to see what that does. Other than that, I don't think there's much difference. I think stand medium punch being cancelable, like confirmable, is pretty big though. He just throws his pipe when he runs out of V-meter. Oh, that's pretty cool. I think that's sick. Yeah, I feel like everyone got like small changes besides Colleen. I think her changes are very significant nerfs. Luke didn't even get nerfed that much. Oh my god. Alright, I think we went over G before, but his V-Trigger 2 got some buffs. And that's about it. Yeah, that's about it. V-Trigger 2 got buffed. Sagat's movement is largely unchanged, but his combos have undergone considerable improvements. Alright, so there's more combos. Stand heavy kicks. First attack is cancelable. Stand medium punch can now combo after counter hits. Okay. It makes... Okay, there's more combos with stand heavy kick. I think we can understand that. Tiger Cannon can now be activated from EX Tiger Shot. So that seems like a slight damage buff. Tiger Rush's movement can now be special move cancel on hits. Yeah, it just seems like there's a couple more combos, but nothing huge. So the fireball change that we saw in the trailer is definitely a V-Trigger only thing. Yeah, V-Trigger 2, heavy Hadoken. The Hadoken no travels a set distance. Okay, so if you don't get the animation for the super, it does less damage, but you get a combo after. So it's basically just letting you style for a little bit longer. Okay, so a bunch of his normals got faster startup. So I think that's pretty good in terms of quality of life for him. And then his V-Trigger 2 got buffed. And yeah, his GP has a cool new combo. I don't think that's a huge amount of changes. Poison. Heart rate, EX heart rate did not get changed really. It sounds like you might be able to whiff punish heart rate, but I'm not sure about that one. Crouch heavy punch leaves you closer, so it's not going to be as hard to punish. And it looks like they're trying to get some V-Skill 1 buffs going, so you might see more V-Skill 1. Hirate is a stomp. Why the Honda hate? I feel like it should be pretty obvious. Lucia. We went through these. It looks like light fireball is a pressure tool now because it's +2. And other than that, her EX fireball got faster. And other than that, I think this is her target combo. It can be canceled into CA. So just like a bunch of small things, which I don't think are going to be huge in the long run. We have increased the power level of Gil's unique anti-type system. It's now easier to trigger the anti-type system due to additional opportunities to put your opponent into an anti-type state. Holding down the buttons for stand heavy punch can alter the performance. Okay, so holding the buttons will either make them in the fire or ice state. Even if it's blocked, they'll have the advantage and cancel into a special move. And if his cryo drop elbow is blocked, he can perform an overhead attack that cannot be countered. I'm guessing that's a block string it means? What is... I'm not sure what that means. Alright, they're good for combos. Meteor Strike and Hail Sting, so that's a V-Skill 1, like moves that go down on you. They will inflict the elemental properties and explode. So it's really hard to avoid getting hit with the properties. And V-Trigger 2 reliably hits the ice property. So Gil, I think they're just like focusing on the retribution stuff, right? His overhead becomes unblockable if charged. Is that what that means? Because I didn't think, like I read it and I was like, does that mean it's unblockable? There's no way, right? I don't know, man. No way the overhead is unblockable. I feel like it must be like a block string that's safe or something. It can't be. Nah, it's not unblockable. There's no way. If it's unblockable, Gil might be broken. Seth, we already went through these. He got a bunch of V-Skill 1 changes. I'm not going to go through those because they're, you know, dependent on those specific matchups. And other than that, you can do EX hands into V-Trigger 2. Sweep got faster. I think this is EX Tatsu. Minor changes. It's 15 frames to 14 frame startup, so I think you can confirm it now probably from crouch medium kick, so that's actually pretty big. To keep combos from Dan's V-Skill 2, Psycho Style Otokoboi from being too powerful, his normal attacks were set to be a bit weak. However, we have fixed this, so now his normals are better because they were too scared of like his cancels being too busted. V-Trigger 1, Hao Gadoken, now takes better. Until now, he had long disadvantages on whiff. However, now that it can be activated with ease, they won't have to worry. So it sounds like V-Trigger 1 is going to be more usable now. Because I think everyone used V-Trigger 2 as Dan before, but now V-Trigger 1 seems viable. It's only 3 hits instead of multiple hits. And it seems like it could be good against fireballs. Alright. So it'll be cool to see the V-Trigger 1 in action because we don't really see that very much. Rose, I might be a Rose main this patch because Rose got like huge buffs. Stand heavy punch, -4 on block instead of -6. Stand medium kick for some reason is special cancelable. I'm not sure why they gave her that, but you know, really can't complain about that one. Let's see, EX Soul Spark faster, normal Soul Spark increase the pushback. Her Soul Spirals reduce the knockback distance on hit, so she'll get Oki on them. Heavy Soul Spiral, you can do crouch medium punch into heavy Soul Spiral. EX Soul Bind, you can cancel into a special move. I'm not sure exactly which ones would be good. Maybe like EX Fireball or something, or a regular Fireball. And they buffed her white card to recover health, and her red card to not end when you take damage. And then V-Trigger 2 got buffed, and I'm assuming if you no rise, then you're able to get the crouch light kick into damage as an OTG. Otherwise, you know, they quick rise, they'll keep taking the throw, but the V timer is no longer used during a normal throw activation. So, you know, like taking the throw, you're just giving her damage, so you have to make a guess, really. Alright, Oro got some buffs. They seem minor besides the crouch medium kick one to me. I'm sure Brian F will know more about these changes than I will, but I think the crouch medium kick buff is really big. And I think it's because it's +2 more on hit, so you can like, I think you can get crouched Mian kick into EX like Tatsu kick and confirm that. So that seems pretty big. Akira's V-Trigger 2 got buffed a lot. Yeah, I'm sure you guys saw in the trailer, there's just so many more combos you can do. You can combo it into like V-Skill 1 as well. Into like the into it. Decrease pushback on block, that seems pretty big because those buttons are plus. So those are buffs for her. Other than that, I think it's just the V-Trigger 2 buffs. And then Luke, reduce the health and stun. Nerf the Sandblaster a little bit. Make crouch medium kick more whiff punishable. Alright, his V-Triggers go down unless he hits you. So he can't just play runaway with them. That's a pretty big nerf. Because it's like a playstyle nerf. You can't just be running away. Yeah, they're definitely still good. But you can't just run away, you have to get hits with them. But I will say, from what I have read, Colleen got the most nerfs. Right? So I don't think I'm biased either. I think Colleen got the most nerfs. Urian? You think Urian got more nerfs than Colleen? We can say it's a tie between Urian and Colleen, but I think it's debatable.